Welcome back to She Finds She Funds. We're a Queensland buyer's agent and mortgage broker.
We believe the more you know, the more you can do. Each week, we'll discuss what we've learned and the conversations we think more people should be having.
Yeah, so welcome back again.
Thanks, great to be here. Thanks for listening to the other episodes. We've actually had some really nice feedback, Sheena, from our money behaviours and...
Yeah. I've sent a few people over to listen to that as well. I think it's a really good one. If you haven't listened to it, not that our others aren't, they're really good too.
The others are fantastic, but that one's been, quite popular.
Yeah.
The one with Catherine from Joyful Money.
Yes.
Episode.
The other one that I noticed that's been really popular was the should we buy now or should we wait?
Ah,
I was
yes.
looking at the listeners the other day, and those two are the two.
Ah, very
Yeah.
good.
So head on over and have a listen to those if you haven't.
Yep. Thanks for supporting us. We're very excited to help some home buyers out there.
Yeah. And today we're going to be chatting about how to choose the right suburb.
Yeah, great.
Christine's area of expertise here. But
Definitely. Yeah, particularly... I was going to say particularly on the Sunshine Coast, but no, this can apply
anywhere.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
So if you're in WA, you're in luck. Oh, gosh.
All right, Christine. So when we're looking at what's the right suburb, I guess, to choose, where do we start? Like, what's that initial conversation you're having with clients on how to know or where they should be buying?
Yeah, so I really like to ask my clients how their weekdays look and how their weekends look, because they're two totally different things. Obviously, weekdays, most people are travelling to work, school drop-off, and then after school is a whole heap of sport or extracurricular activities. So that's really vital to know what sort of key things you need to be travelling to and what brings you joy. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want people to be giving up, their hobbies or their exercise or whatever. However, if your budget, means that you do have to change your current maybe rental location, you might be renting in one spot and wanting to buy in another, you may have to maybe change gyms or change clubs and things like that.
Yeah.
As long as you're still, being able to participate in the things that make you happy and you're okay with the amount of time you're spending with family and your commute times, then location can be worked around, I think, according to that, and finding a number that you're comfortable with commuting,
Yeah, good one.
15 minutes to work for me is great. My brother down the Gold Coast travels an hour and a half to get to work on the M1. Gross. He's always calling me on the drive home from Brisbane down to the Gold Coast on the M1. He's like, oh, traffic again. I'm like, you chose to live down the Gold Coast. He's like, yeah, it's so good. I love the weekends, because he just loves the beach.
Yeah.
I have tried making him move to the Sunshine Coast, but he will not have a bar of it.
Does he work in Brizzy? Oh, the travel would probably be.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Okay, good.
So knowing your lifestyle is the first thing I always get people to reflect on.
Yeah, perfect. I like the point where you say having a number that you're comfortable commuting, because they're things that people might not think of. They might go, no, I love that suburb, I want to be there. And then you go, okay, but that's going to take you 45 minutes each way to get to work. That might then change their mind on that suburb. So I like that point.
Yeah, that's right. And I know we're doing location, but because you change locations might change the type of home or house that you're buying.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be living in a 3-bedroom rather than a 4-bedroom, but you still get to be home with the kids before they go to bed, that might be huge for you.
Yeah.
Well, you may not give 2 hoots.
What were you really going to say?
Maybe you want to skip the bath time and bedtime routine. I don't know.
Maybe you want to be an hour and a half at work.
You do you. No judgment.
Okay, good.
Yeah. That's the first thing.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so once you've had that initial conversation with them, then like, do you look at their lifestyle goals, I guess, versus investment goals?
Yeah, so I talk about this a lot when you're purchasing. I think it's important to also sort of look ahead 5 or 10 years time and where you want to be. If you're someone who, like some people just like, what's the word, like creature comforts, creatures of habit, and they don't like to move a lot. I know for my parents, for example, we were in the same home for 30 years.
Wow.
Wild. I don't hear that very often with the, I don't know, our generation.
Yeah.
Whereas the homes, I'm getting off topic a bit, but whatever. Whereas
I don't know why this generation moves a lot. We can't even stick to one topic.
Yeah, Exhibit A. Whereas, you know, a lot of the homes that I'm seeing, not a lot of the homes, but there are so many homes out there that have been held for 30 years, 20 years that are now being sold up by people going into retirement homes, because that's just why would you move? That was the generation, I think, back then, but it's so different now. I've seen so many families, they have a couple of kids and then they realise, I need a bigger backyard, I need a swimming pool, I need to get the kids outside. It's a common theme that I see in our generation, young families these days. Do you see that, or do you like? Do you have like? Am I just making shit up? Like, okay, so I'll keep going. So on that note, we don't really just think of the next couple of years. I think that's why it is important to look at your principal place of residence or the home that you're living in as an investment, because it really is. It really is an investment. So I think looking at the fundamentals of investments is still key, even though you may not be minded, investment minded. If you do go to sell in 5 years' time and you want to upsize, but you haven't looked at those fundamentals of investment, you might really struggle to upsize because you haven't had the growth that you've wanted. And when you go to on sale, there might be things that the buyers are balking at because you didn't consider it. You just snapped something up that was in the one location, however it's on a busy road, or it's right next to major power lines, or the owner-occupier versus renter percentage is out of whack and it doesn't have a good family feel to the new buyers out there. So I just want to point out some other fundamentals that you can look at. I brought a prop. This is the My Weekly Preview. So in here they've got a overview of a whole heap of suburbs. So I want to give you a comparison on what might make a better investment. This is not financial advice though. So depends what you're looking for. So for example, the national average for owner-occupiers in Australia is around 70%. So when we're looking for investment properties, it is a good rule of thumb to look for properties that are around that 70% mark of owners in the suburb. Pelican Waters is 88%.
Okay.
So you'd go, oh great, lots of people want to live there. There's not many renters in there. However, if you look here, it says households are predominantly in the age of 60 to 70 years old. So if that doesn't really align with your lifestyle, you may go to a different suburb. You can find this stuff online. There's websites, I might put some in the show notes, websites where you can see the suburb profiles. Another example, Rosemount is 92% owner occupiers. Oh, here we go. Alex Heads. So Alexandra Headland is quite a transient suburb, and it's a holiday suburb here on the Sunshine Coast. So that only has 61% of owner occupiers. So if you want to be around people that may not be there long term and you're comfortable with that, with your family and your kids and having transient people in that suburb, great. But if you would like something that has more of that family feel, you might opt for something else. So yeah, having a look at these suburb profiles, Budrum, for example, 78% owner occupiers, and also looking at population changes, checking that the population's going up and not going down in those suburbs. If it's going down, like, it means, you know, people are either moving out or they are falling off the perch due to the age, but mostly on the Sunshine Coast it's going up. Yeah, so there's sort of some fundamentals if you're nervous or cognizant of the fact that you're going to sell it in a few years' time.
And I think it is, like, I'm not a buyer's agent, but still important when you're purchasing, like you said, an owner-occupied, to still have in your mind those investment pieces, because you don't know what the future holds, exactly what you said. So to think about, something I say to clients sometimes is, the questions you have on that house now are what the next people are going to have, those same questions. So if there's something, you know, that you can easily fix, or great. But if it's something that can't be fixed, people are likely going to have those same questions in the years to come.
Yeah, exactly. I always make sure people are looking around the suburbs as well. Like, I was looking at a home recently, and just a few houses down was the ambulance and fire station. Handy if there's an emergency. However, if you're okay with all the sirens all the time, that could be an issue that could make it difficult to sell later on down the track.
Definitely good things to have in mind. And I think that's where a buyer's agent can really help, because someone might go to that house and just fall in love with the house, not do any research on what's around and buy it, whereas you do take that emotional side out and go, what's around, what's, you know, what are we looking at, type of things.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that I always check is the crime in the street as well. This is something that's looked over so much, and you just have no idea who your neighbours are. So there's a free website. You can literally just Google Queensland Police Crime Map, and it will tell you how the map is, where the different offences are. It won't tell you who it is and give you all the juicy details, but it will tell you theft, I don't know, drug offences, all of that. So I had a client that was really excited about potentially buying in this particular pocket in Alexandra Headlands. It was way off brief and not something we were looking at, but he just saw a shiny renovated townhouse in the suburb, and I said, look, just have a look at where we've been looking and then have a look at this street at the crime. And he was like, oh God, no. And I said, no way, I don't think your mother would let me buy a house for you in there. So yeah, it's life-changing, and some people are so unaware. You know, if you go and inspect a street once on a Saturday morning, you have no idea the characteristics of a street.
Good point. All right, and then how do you narrow down hundreds of suburbs to a short list for someone who might not come to you and be like, oh, you know, I want to live in Budrum, for example. If they've got no idea or they might be new, how do you narrow down all the suburbs for a short list?
I've worked with a few, not outsiders, what are they called? Out-of-towners. Outsiders. Imposters. No. I'm one of those. I'm not even from here. Don't even go here. So this question comes up a lot. Some people think, I'll have a massive list of suburbs to target, and it will make the home searching easier. It actually makes it harder when you've got a whopping big list of suburbs for me or even themselves to search for.
Yep.
So I think it is really important to narrow that down. There's a few ways. Obviously, you can ask, brothers, uncles, neighbour's cat. No. You can ask people and see where they like. There are online websites. One, I think it's called Homely. Again, I can put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
And people, it's a really nice website where people actually rate the suburb and give feedback on the suburb. It's like Google reviews, but for suburbs. Or you can look at Reddit, for example, if you're really stuck and there's you've got a huge list that you want to narrow it down, or obviously ask a buyer's agent. But I think coming back to that lifestyle piece and realising what brings you joy and happiness and how you're going to be spending your day. So once you've got that, literally go onto Google Maps and have a look at the suburbs that are within those amenities that you like, and narrow it down to maybe 2 or 3. I think that will make the home search much less overwhelming.
Yeah. And I think if you are feeling overwhelmed and either if you are from the area or outside of the area, reach out to a buyer's agent. You can help go through what suburbs might be more suitable.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously budget comes in to a lot of this as well. I always preach this. Please look at the sold tab and see if you can actually afford in those suburbs as well. So once you've got maybe 2 or 3 suburbs, go and have a look and see what money can buy, and see if you can find 3 properties in the last 3 months that have sold within your budget. Yeah. And they're the types of homes that you might be able to purchase in this market.
Perfect. Good advice. So what makes a good suburb?
This is quite subjective. It really depends on the person, the family. Some people would say schools are a huge factor. I would agree. People love their schools. So with the public system, obviously there are catchment zones for a lot of them. So if you know that a school has a really good reputation, you have to make sure that you are looking at the free online maps to see if your potential new home is within those catchments. Yeah. Otherwise you're a goner, you're out of those schools. Yeah. Or maybe it's just proximity to the favoured private schools that you are willing to pay some money for.
Yes. Yeah. I know those private school fees.
So schools are one. Public transport, I would say, would also help. There is a suburb here on the Sunshine Coast. It is renowned for having an ageing population, Kawana Island or Pariera. They've been trying to campaign and get more transport in that suburb so they can get to the hospital, because at the moment there's no actual bus route that goes into where they are living, and a lot of the people don't drive, so they're having to catch expensive taxis or Ubers, and they don't get to utilise the great 50-cent transport either. So checking that there are bus routes as well, depending your needs. Like kids might be able to jump on public transport to school, making your commute to work easier. Maybe there's someone who needs to be getting to a hospital.
This is devil's advocate here. Yeah. I like living not near public transport.
Yeah, okay. See, there you go, subjective. Yeah. I know when I've been looking for homes, there have been people who are excited about public transport being nearby, but they don't want that bus stop right outside their house or on their back fence, because, teenagers will be teenagers. Everyone knows that. And that might bring unwanted antisocial behaviour, as the police would call it. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a balance.
Yeah, 100%.
Locations could be seen as beneficial if they've got green space or parks, depending what sort of, if you're in the trenches of toddlers and babies and things, they might love the park. But in saying that, people love wide open spaces and are happy to travel 25 minutes to half an hour to school if they've got, acreage.
Yeah.
Growing up, we had acreage. We had to drive 25 minutes to get anywhere, and we didn't care.
Yeah.
As kids, we just went and played with sticks.
Yeah.
So it depends what you're used to. Yeah. If you've come from Melbourne, I don't know what's it like. How does the Sunshine Coast compare to Melbourne? Do you think, like raising kids?
It's very different. I grew up I was country, so I was the same. We were out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. But Melbourne is very different to here. It's obviously very busy. Everyone's got a different opinion on this, obviously, but I don't love Melbourne area for bringing up children. I think, that always scares me, thinking that when the kids were older, that's where they would go out. Yeah, things. Yeah, I just.
Is it because it was city, or is it just in the burbs as well?
No, just this Melbourne CBD. I've never been a fan. Some people love it, but I go there and I feel like I need a shower after. Yeah, it's I just don't. It's not something that I absolutely love. It's nice to go there and have a weekend when you just. We did it recently. Shopping and eating and the food, it's beautiful. To live, I just couldn't live there.
Yeah. See, everyone has different opinions.
Yeah, some people love it. Yeah. That's amazing. But come back here and I'm like,
Yeah. So many people say that when they move here, that the traffic is so much better than Sydney and Melbourne. Even driving down to the Gold Coast compared to up here, I just can't wait to get back here after visiting from family, because I don't just crawl everywhere. Yeah. I just fly around town. No. Don't I? No.
No comment.
So,
Now, when we're looking at the house, I guess, how do we look beyond, the beautiful house or the newly renovated house? How do we look beyond that?
Yeah. Photography is very different these days. It's so clever what they can do to an online advertisement, and even the videos and the drone shots. It can really play on those emotions. Take it in for a little bit, but then snap out of it. Like I said, always zoom in. So this is what I do. I look at realestate.com or Domain, not demand. realestate.com or Domain. And then once I've looked, I flick through the photos like this, tick, 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 tick. That's how quick I look. I look at the floor plan, but then I go straight to the location. I look on the map, I zoom out, and I look at, where it is. One thing you cannot change about a home is its location. I say it all the time. Yeah. Broken record over here. But it can really make or break your investment. So just follow those steps. Look at the pretty pictures, then look at location. And, also flood zones, easements, all of that is part of the location and things that we cannot change about the property. If there is an easement running on the property, it means that is a location that the council might have to access at any point in time. So you cannot put any solid permanent structures over the top, such as a pool or shed, concrete.
Whatever it might be.
Yeah.
With the flood zone as well, really important, if it is a flood zone or something, or bushfire zone, whatever it is, before you go and purchase or make an offer, ring insurance companies and get some quotes, because that might actually be the reason you don't buy it. Some of the insurances can be really expensive.
Definitely. People keep asking me about buying up north in, where have they been saying? Yeppoon and stuff like that, lifestyle sort of beachy coastal places. I'm like, well, get ready for your big insurance premiums, because that's cyclones.
And you have to make sure, especially if you're lending, if it is in a flood zone, your insurance must cover flood. So that's when you're doing your quotes, make sure it's inclusive of the flood. They will ask, has it got flood cover? Because, you know, who wants to take that?
Yeah.
So just when I think it's important when you're doing your research, if it is in one of those zones, just to check the insurance and see what the cost is going to be associated with that.
Yeah, and even diving deeper into those as well. Have a look what sort of customer feedback. You can sort of look at reviews and stuff. I know my parents went through the 2022 floods.
Yeah.
They're on the Alberton River and literally on the river, and the under the house got flooded, and it was an actual nightmare for them. Just trying to speak to the same person.
Yeah.
It took months and months to get that sorted.
Okay.
So then my parents have since, flood proofed and raised the house and whatever, but they've thought long and hard about who they go through for insurance for next time.
Yeah.
Should be okay for next time because they're prepared and whatever. But yeah, it's not just about the money, it's also what sort of help you're going to get when you're in the trenches of recovery.
Yeah, the cheapest insurance cover isn't always the best.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Thanks.
That's okay.
So I think just getting into that habit of look at the house and go straight to the location, right? Again, busy roads, what amenities are there, train lines, all of that sort of stuff. Looking at what sort of developments are proposed nearby. Another great website that I'll share. All of this is in my free ebook, by the way. If you go to my website, all of these free helpful due diligence websites are all in my ebook. And it's 17 free websites that I check before putting an offer in on a property. And another thing is checking whether next door someone is wiping out a house and putting duplexes there.
Yeah.
If they're wiping out a park and putting apartments there, I don't know. But
They're different things to look for still. Yeah.
So check that as well. If there's vacant green space as well near the house, I know this is quite common in Brisbane. It's it's nice and leafy and so much places to take the dog for a run around. But it might mean because it's a flood zone. So usually means that they need all that
drainage
runoff space. So
Okay, good. All right. So what are something, I guess, once clients come to you, I'm guessing some of them, not all the time, but you'd probably see some that have tried to do the search themselves. Or if not, maybe you've met some at open homes and things like that. What are common mistakes you see buyers making?
Yes, some common mistakes. Probably it depends.
Yeah.
Some people are really strict and have one suburb searches.
Okay.
Which is good. I like people that know what they want.
Yeah.
But if you have a look and the median house price is well above your budget, there's a problem here and we probably need to have a tough chat. You might just be looking for way too long, and I always say a time in the market. It doesn't always pay to be not headstrong, but I don't know, stubborn.
Not willing to be flexible with, that might be the suburb you want. And I see it as well with buyers, that might be the suburb they want, but sometimes what you can buy in that suburb for your money, it might be worth looking at, your second, or going through exactly what you've discussed, those points, to figure out another suburb that might be a good option for them, but you might be able to get a much better house.
That will have better resale.
Buying purely on emotion.
Yeah, buying purely on emotion. I think it's an ego thing as well. I think you need to put your ego aside. Yeah. The fact that you've got a deposit, you've got pre-approval, you should be really proud of that.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I know you might want to be a certain proximity to your parents as well, but that was a different time back then when they bought.
Yeah.
It was probably 30 years ago. And we know they just sit on their houses for years and years. Yeah, you might have to really realise that money isn't buying what it used to.
Yeah.
And you might have to go to the cousin suburb, you know? Yeah.
And on that, I think, especially for first home buyers, you do need to be a little bit more flexible on where you might want to be versus what you can actually get. Like you said, searching for, 6 to 12 months.
Oh, no.
There could have been potentially, we don't know because nobody can predict, but there could have been equity growth in there for if you had purchased, a little bit earlier in a different suburb. That could then be your stepping stone to the suburb.
Yeah. And if you're renting at the same time, that's so much money that could be going into a mortgage as well. So putting that ego aside and having a look at maybe plan B or plan C, it's okay.
Yeah.
You never know, you might love it.
Okay, so we've touched on, I guess, common mistakes, which leads us into the next one because we were touching on this anyway. But should buyers compromise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you're loaded and you can buy whatever.
100% agree. If you've got a budget that extends to whatever amount that you need or want, then absolutely. Why would you compromise? If you've worked that hard and you can do it, no need to compromise. But in the instance of a first home buyer or something like that, I feel like we can't always have it all.
Yeah.
And that is okay. It could just be a stepping stone home.
Yeah, exactly. And I know we sound like your mothers right now, but, hard conversations, easy life.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to have these tough conversations. You really actually, if you're buying with someone else too, I think this is a really good time to really find out what your spouse or your partner's like as well, because there's a lot of emotions and your true colours come out. So it's okay to feel all the emotions during this time as well.
Yeah.
And weigh up the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Compromise is important.
What would you say is worth compromising and what's not worth compromising?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so let's talk about like land, for example. I think you can compromise land as long as, maybe if you've got a budget for 800 square, you're thinking 800 square metres, maybe that's not going to work out.
Yep.
Maybe jumping down to 600 square metre block would be okay. That's not a huge difference in the grand scheme of things. You still get a decent sized yard, room for a pool. So, I think going from 800 square metres down to 300 square metres, sure, like that might be a bit too much of a compromise. So that's sort of something that I would think would be reasonable for land. When it comes to bedrooms, dropping down a bathroom would be something that I would class as reasonable, because you might be able to later on, maybe 5-10 years down the track, if you have equity, you can use and leverage the bank's money to add value and add a bathroom in later. I would rather that than someone stretch to get another bathroom and then you're tied up in that loan and you can't, rub two pennies together. I love that. I love when people can add value to their properties. That really makes me smile and gets me excited because your creativity can come out as well. So that. Sometimes you can do buy a 3-bedroom and maybe add a 4-bedroom, but that's a bit harder to find space. It's quite a big, 3.5 by 3.5 bedrooms, hard to find in a floor plan. I don't recommend, I don't recommend people converting garages. This is a bit random, but people think, I'll just convert the garage.
Like you can always tell.
Yeah, you can always tell, we know. Unless you add another carport or whatever. But people love garages and lockable, lock-up garages. So Just
Or
a
it might be a
side note.
compromise on, they're wanting a 4-bedroom home, but the fourth is a spare bedroom.
Yeah.
Might be that if that fourth bedroom is needed, obviously it's not a compromise. But if the fourth bedroom is just a spare bedroom, that could be a compromise. Or
I don't think people should be buying homes for guests.
yeah, we're really bad at that.
Yeah, like honestly, like buy a fold-out couch.
Yeah.
Let them sleep in the living room. How often do you have guests? I'd really think about that. You shouldn't be buying homes for other people. It's for you
Yeah,
and your family.
we do have family come up from Vic, so
Yeah. How often?
at least once a year.
See, once a year.
But
What's a year?
what's one thing you always research?
Oh, lots. I can't do this quick fire. Lots. Everything.
Yeah.
Look at my ebook.
Book.
17 things plus more.
Yeah.
That is also paid subscriptions. I don't know how to
Put that into one because you do lots.
Location, previous sales, property history, like what's its sale history, if it was on the market for 250 days 5 years ago, why?
Yeah.
Have they tried to sell the property before, with another agent recently? Why didn't it sell? Neighbours, all that sort of stuff.
A lot.
Yeah, I walk the streets at different times of the day. Sometimes I chat to neighbours.
I like that.
Yeah, I love chatting to neighbours. Yeah, hot tip. Sheena, what's one finance consideration buyers often overlook? Oh, that's a big question.
I feel like the insurance, like it's not one that's often on people's mind when they're buying, because they just think, oh, we've got pre-approval and that's the house I like. But if it is in that flood zone or bushfire zone or whatever zone it might be in, just considering how much the insurance is going to be as well.
Yeah, definitely. I would, to add on to that, if you're buying in body corporate, make sure you check how much that's going to be. There might be a 20% discount if you pay on time as well for some strata complexes. See if you can, you would obviously check that as a mortgage broker when you do the loan stuff, but yeah, that's an added
And some body
expense.
corp is so expensive up here, I've found. Like, remember I was checking one, I was like, is that right?
Yeah.
It can be really expensive, so definitely if you are, check the cost of that.
Yeah. What's the most expensive you've seen?
It's not the most expensive I've seen, but the most expensive for what the complex had. Like, I don't even think there was a pool and it was $8,000 a year.
Wow. I saw one where it was just a string of 4, what are they? Townhouses. And all it was a shared driveway and gardens. And it was $6,000 a year.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
That's expensive. Usually for, I don't know, about $8,000 you'd have a pool.
Yes.
At least.
That's where I was like, is this right? I questioned the client on it. I was like, is this correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly that. You'd expect to see more facilities in there for that amount of money.
Yeah, and if it's that high, it may mean that they've had a special levy recently, or shit's gone down and they've had to, I don't know, repair something unexpectedly. Because sometimes body corporate, seek help with that. Yeah. Always look at the minutes. Last 2 years of the body corporate's minutes.
Yeah.
Important.
Cool. Good.
They don't automatically give you that.
No.
You've got to request that. Or I always do a due diligence clause in the contracts to give time to source those, because sometimes they're so hard. I don't know why, but they're so hard to find or to get a hold of.
Yeah, sometimes it depends who's running it. Sometimes they're really frustrating to get hold of any documents. Yeah. Okay, so our key takeaways for today, I think, are
location.
Yeah.
No.
But working through what location actually suits you.
Yeah. Your why.
Yeah.
Your reason for living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing your research even in that suburb that might be the ideal suburb. These are my key takeaways from everything you've said today, but Christine will go over hers.
That's right.
I mean, still doing your research, because it might be the suburb you love, but that street actually could be, not an amazing street to buy in.
Yeah.
checking if there's any flood zones,
Flood zone, bushfire,
easements, yeah, checking all of that. And really doing the research. But on that too, being able to compromise a few points if you need to as well.
Yeah, be a bit flexible.
Yeah.
My key takeaways from what you said, good reminder about insurance.
Yeah.
Definitely, people forget about that. I think, what else? Basically what you said, it's okay to get advice from some people, but at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to be living and driving from work to school pickup to gym, all of that stuff. So it's your decision at the end. So go with your gut feeling, but stay within your means and don't stretch too far.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. That was really helpful. I think if you are looking at potentially buying in the near future, definitely one to listen to, and reach out to Christine if you are considering a buyer's agent.
Thanks. Reach out to Sheena if you need a mortgage broker. She'll take care of you.
We actually never
give ourselves a little plug.
Plug our businesses. But we are, like, Christine is from Primary Place Buyers Agency, and I'm from Fundley. We're both on the Sunshine Coast. I can help Australia-wide. Christine can help if you're maybe not living here yet but looking to relocate. You might be a local and just don't have the time.
Yeah, moving from Brisbane, that's pretty common at the moment. For work, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, perfect. So we are always happy to have a chat. If you're not ready yet, just put a plan in place or just reach out.
Yeah, at any point during the process, we can have a free consultation at any time.
Yeah, awesome. And we can obviously work together if you're needing both of us.
Yeah, team effort. Find us on socials.
We'll pop our business links in there as well. So if you need anything. So remember, the more you know, the more you can do.
Thank you for listening to She Finds, She Funds once again. Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. The information shared is general in nature and does not take into account your individual objectives, financial situation, or needs. Before making any property or lending decisions, you should seek professional guidance that's appropriate for your own circumstances. Christine Stocker is a licensed buyer's agent, real estate license number 4825177. Sheena Briffa is a credit representative 526921, is authorised under Australian Credit Licence 517192.